What's up, guys? I'm Mitchell Reese, your Salt Lake realtor, and in today's video we're going to be going over the pros and cons of living in Salt Lake City. And there's going to be some surprising ones in there, hopefully ones that are new to your mind and that you haven't been told before, so that you can continue to know Salt Lake, feel like you know it and have grown up here before you come and make a move here. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started with pros and cons of living in Salt Lake City. Okay, let's start off with something light and fun, kind of a little joke, but might have you saying, not sure if I needed to know that, but interesting nonetheless. So have you heard of KFC? If you're not from Utah, it's probably a mystery to you, but it's practically a culinary institution here. The original restaurant, known as Harmon's Cafe, was, believe it or not, started right here in Utah, kicking off the rapidly successful career of Colonel Sanders, which is a hint to what we'll be talking about down the road of the video about the economy and how Utah is the perfect place to start a business. Now on to one of the biggest reasons people love Salt Lake City, the outdoor activities. If you're the adventurous type, this place is a playground year-round. In the summer, we've got incredible hiking trails, rock climbing, mountain biking, and water sports at the many lakes and reservoirs. And there's no shortage of places to explore. So Utah is home to 5 national parks, which are just a road trip away. And in the winter, Salt Lake City transforms into a world-class winter sports hub. So we hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics, and that put us on the map as one of the top spots for skiing and snowboarding. With passes like the Icon Pass, you get access to legendary resorts like Snowbird, Alta, and the Park City Mountain Resort. Whether you're a seasoned pro or beginner, the powder here is unreal. So our license plates don't say greatest snow on earth for nothing. One of the first things you'll notice about Salt Lake City is the scenery. You've got the towering Wasatch Mountains on one side, and on the other, the expansive Great Salt Lake. And it's not just mountains and lakes. You've got canyons, red rock formations, and even beautiful caves to explore. So living here means you're constantly surrounded by stunning natural beauty, and the views never get old. The sunsets, especially with the mountains in the background, are incredible. If you're on a mountain and get bored with your view, just turn around, you'll have another one. Salt Lake City is known for being very family oriented. It's a great place to raise kids with tons of parks, family-friendly activities, and community events year-round. Most of the events and attractions here are designed with families in mind, so you always have something to do. And because of that strong community focus, Salt Lake has a relatively low crime rate, especially when it comes to violent crime. It's a city that values safety and togetherness, which gives it a real sense of security too. Another major pro is Salt Lake's booming economy. The job market here is off the charts, and in fact, Salt Lake City has been ranked #1 in job opportunities in the entire country, especially with the rapid growth in tech and healthcare sectors. Companies like Adobe, Qualtrics, and Pluralsight have set up shop here, which has created a ton of new jobs right in the Silicon Slopes. Combine that with the #1 ranked economy in the US, and you've got a city that's expanding fast with tons of opportunities for career growth. So whether you're in tech, healthcare, finance, or outdoor recreation, there's something here for everyone. Salt Lake City isn't just about the outdoors. There's also a thriving arts and culture scene. You've got everything from museums to theaters and live music. Whether you're catching a Broadway musical at the Eccles Theater or visiting the Utah Museum of Fine Arts, or catching a play in the round at the Hale Center Theater, there's always something happening. The growing diversity in Salt Lake has also brought more cultural festivals, art exhibits, and food festivals, which means there's always something new to experience. One example being Oktoberfest. One thing that really stands out when people visit Salt Lake City is how friendly everyone is. It's a city where people will go out of their way to say hi, and neighbors are always ready to lend a helping hand. This sense of community really adds to the quality of life here. There's a sense of belonging and togetherness, and that's something a lot of people moving here really appreciate. So it's a slower pace than some bigger cities, but it's that warm, welcoming vibe that makes it a great place to call home, and once again feel like the perfect place for raising a family. All right, real quick before we move on to the video, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we got to talk about this. Make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video if you find the information valuable. It really helps me out and pushes the video out into the algorithm. And then don't forget to subscribe, of course. That way you don't miss any of my videos, especially if you hit that bell icon notifying straight to your phone. And then if you're interested, as I am a realtor here in Salt Lake, if you're interested in buying, selling, investing, or relocating to Salt Lake, make sure to get in contact with me. My number is on the screen. You can give me a call or text. Don't hesitate to reach out. You can also reach out to me by my email address that's on the screen, or you can DM me on Instagram at Mitchell Realtor Utah. Pretty basic name, but I'll be right there and it'll be pretty easy to find me. So let's go ahead and keep going with the video. Sorry to put any more delay on it, but let's go ahead and keep talking about the pros and cons of living in Salt Lake. All right, now let's move on to the cons, starting with construction and traffic. Salt Lake City has been in a constant state of construction, especially along the major freeways. The joke here is that we have two seasons, traffic and winter. While the north and south routes are pretty well developed, the east-west routes are more limited, which can cause some real traffic jams. So if you're commuting to work or traveling between cities, this can be frustrating at times. Salt Lake has been dealing with drought conditions for years, and this has had an impact on our natural water sources. Lakes like the Great Salt Lake have been shrinking, which can affect not only recreational activities, but also the local ecosystem. Thankfully, we've seen some recovery recently thanks to increased snowfall and rainfall, but drought is still a concern, always a concern for the long term. It's something to keep in mind, especially if you're drawn to the area for its lakes and outdoor activities. Another con that comes up often is the air quality, especially during the summer months when the wildfires are common. Salt Lake City is nestled between mountains, which can create inversions in like this bowl, trapping bad air in the valley. So during these periods, air pollution can get pretty bad, and it's something to consider if you have respiratory issues. The fires and smoke from other parts of the West can also drift into the area, making the air quality worse at times, again, getting trapped in that bowl of the mountains. While Salt Lake is famous for its snow and winter sports, not everyone loves the cold. Winters here are long and can be pretty harsh, especially if you're not used to it. So the snow can pile up and icy roads are a fact of life. So if you're not a fan of cold weather, you might find the winters here a bit of a challenge. Salt Lake's nightlife is decent, but nothing like you'd find in the bigger cities. Outside of downtown, there aren't a ton of late night options. While we have some great bars and restaurants, the options start to dwindle as you move further away from the city center. If you're someone who loves an active nightlife scene, you might find Salt Lake a bit quieter than what you're used to, which personally, I don't mind at all. I love going to bed early, but to each their own. Lastly, let's talk about public schools. While Salt Lake City has some great public schools, they're dealing with overcrowding due to the population boom, and it's been a never-ending task to build enough high schools. So it seems like every year I'm hearing, oh, did you hear? This certain city is getting yet another high school. So class sizes are getting larger, which means students might not be getting as much individual attention as they should. It's still a good system, but it's definitely something to consider if you have kids. But maybe you're coming from a location where that problem is much more exacerbated, like California, Chicago, something like that. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys, looking at the good and bad about living in Salt Lake City. Maybe the cons where you live now outweigh the cons that apply to Salt Lake City here, or maybe you've been moved here for work and you have no choice and you're just looking to be informed and to be prepared. That's the point of my channel, as I am a realtor on YouTube. I want to inform people and help them not be in the dark when they move to Salt Lake City. And I'd really appreciate it if you give a thumbs up on the video, and I hope it was really informative and of value. So make sure to subscribe as well and come back to the channel for more information on living in Salt Lake City. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. And then, of course, don't forget to reach out. Don't hesitate. Give me a call or text. And then you can also reach out to me via Instagram DMs at Mitchell Realtor Utah, or you can give me an email as well. Don't hesitate to reach out, guys. I don't bite, and I love working with you guys. Let's see if we'll be a good match for your upcoming buying, selling, investing, or relocating to Utah. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'll see you guys in the next video.